Hey guys, welcome back for another week of crafting and the usual chatter. We're here every weeknight, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, a lot of the usual crews popping back in here, so I'm going to say hi to them. Hey Phil, and Frank, and Russ's alter ego Dr. Russ, and Penelope, and Jim, and let's see, Carrie. Hey, Russ.
And let's see,
Yes.
Heidi
And Heidi.
and Ashley.
And Ashley.
Oh,
Ooh.
my friend.
I'm like, who's Lulu Vision? Hello.
That's Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Good evening.
Lisa is a fantastic crafter here in New York City, and she is the person that first got me onto SwapBot. And
Wow.
so
Okay.
she lives in Brooklyn and very rarely makes it to the city, so we never meet. We keep on telling each other that we're going to meet. Is it we talk as if we live in like different continents, but
It's two different boroughs, though. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. So it's like she doesn't go above 14th Street, and I don't go below 14th Street.
You stay in
So
your borough, and I'll stay in mine. No, I
yeah,
get it. I get it.
Jennifer's here. Welcome, Jennifer. No, it's just that I get, if it's not in a grid pattern, I get lost. You know, so if I can't see the numbers are going higher, that means I'm going north, or the numbers, or the avenues are going, you know, yeah. So
Lisa says, one day, Russ. One
I
day.
know, I know.
Hey, Nick. And hey, Jennifer.
So how are you? How's your
I'm
weekend?
good. How are you? Hold on. I got to get my little notes here. There's some things I have to talk about.
Oh no.
Pam set me up with this post-it note system. So I'm like, okay, if it's not on the post-it notes, it's gonna fly out of my head and I'm gonna forget to talk about it. So this is kind of important. Let me just say first off, I watched your studio. So for anybody out there, for anyone uninitiated, Russ has his show, The Studio, at 2 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. I learned a lot about fountain pens,
Oh,
and
good, good.
there's a lot that I did not know, and like storing them and removing the cartridge, and like enlightening and groundbreaking for me because I got to be honest with you, I only own one fountain pen. Okay, I bought it off Amazon, and you actually have the purple version of it. It's that retro chic one.
Yeah, that's a great pen.
And I got the marigold one because I'm like, it's like this cool, funky orange color. And
Right,
uh, I usually don't buy orange, but maybe a month or two ago when I bought it, the orange caught my eye and I picked that one up. But and I wrote with it and I wrote with it, and then the cartridge ran out, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with the pen. And I was like, "Hello, hello," and I kept jabbing it into the paper,
right.
and like you're like la la la. So the nib is fine, but I
Okay,
kept tapping it, and nothing would
right.
come out. So then I got the brainstorm, like maybe I need to unscrew this thing and let me check the cartridge. Because again, like pen newbie, I had no idea what I was doing. And usually I just use like these, right? So I finally realized that it was the cartridge. So I took it out and then I put the new one in. And then I realized I should probably store it on its side. So baby steps, baby
Well,
steps. The poor pen, I feel bad for
but
it.
the beauty of that pilot pen, it's so versatile that it takes a Herculean effort to ruin it. So even if the ink does dry within that pen, all you do is flush it with water and you're good to go. Just like I
Yeah,
showed you, but do it in a sink and you're good to go. So, and you saw how easy it was to change out that cartridge, to
yeah.
clean it and then put a cartridge back in
Yep.
and to write. So yeah, so that's a great starter pen. And so,
I
if you need
recommend that.
cartridge,
Yeah. It's a good
and if you need
it's a good one.
cartridges, let me know because I've got them out the wazoo.
I mean, I'll never
Uh,
say no to free cartridges,
okay,
for
okay.
I'm just
So
saying. I'll never
do you
say
have
no to this.
any do you have any ink at all?
Well, yes, technically. It came, okay, so the starter pack pen, when I bought the bundle, it came with two cartridges.
Right.
So I ran through the first one, and the second cartridge is still in the pen. I didn't take it out. I probably should take it out,
Okay.
right?
Okay. So yeah, I would definitely take it out and store it vertically, the cartridge, flush out your pen, right?
Okay.
And then just clean your pen. And then what I'll do is I will send you some more cartridges in the mail. I've got blue, black, I've got colored ones, I've got green and red and
Woo!
brown.
All
So yeah,
right. I'm
so
not
yeah,
picky, Russ. As you know,
yeah,
like I'll jam with whatever. Like we keep it
right.
pretty chill here.
But you saw the amount of ink that I had, right? Were you
I
in that part
I
of
jumped
the?
on along the tail end of it and
Okay,
I was like,
so you,
"Wow."
yeah,
Like you
so
have
I've got, in other words, I've got
access
a lot of
pens.
cartridges I can spare. So yeah,
I was
yeah.
more admiring your pen collection. I'm like, "You have a pen for every possible occasion, a fountain pen." It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud of it. It was something that started a long time ago, and
You should be. It was a beautiful
yeah,
collection. I was looking at
yeah.
all the different designs and oh my God. Yeah, so
Well,
I
thank you. I'm
learned a
glad you
lot. I
won.
think we all learned a lot about your pens and just how to
Well, and the other thing is that
store them and
you know
stuff.
how I looked up and I had 10 minutes left, and I'm like, this is the quickest hour I've ever done.
See, but that's what
Yeah.
happens when you
So
start jamming and it's something
yeah.
that you're particularly passionate about. The time is like, woo!
Yeah.
So,
So Zoe's here.
hey.
Rockabilly Nick is here. So okay. Uh, Carrie is here.
Mhm.
So that was bullet point number one. What else you
Yes,
got?
yes. Okay, the other one I was going to mention is the bingo cards are being distributed. 18 of them, as you know, have gone out, and I'm starting to get messages from folks saying that the bingo cards have arrived. So, yay! And I hope you guys enjoy those. Hang on to them until we designate an official date for the very first bingo. So, Russ, you have the list of terms
I
for
do.
Buckhone. So he can be our official caller. So I think, maybe in like a week or so, I want to make sure Fee gets hers out in Scotland as well. So
Yeah.
they have been sent, but if there's anybody out there still lingering, I have a couple of extra. I can send you one. Just let me know. Oh yeah. And okay, so I don't have a page with affiliate links, but if you guys want some Tangelo by Apple Barrel, it's a paint brand that is under, it's a child brand under Folk Art. Apple Barrel has Tangelo paint and it is on Amazon. Ordinarily, it goes for 4 beans. It is now on sale for 97 cents.
There you go.
So go get yourself some Tangelo. Like if you're feeling that vibe, go stock up. I just stocked up the other night. So
So Frank is here. Pam is here.
everybody's here. That's
Everyone
awesome.
is thumbs up on the bingo. People are very very excited.
Sweet.
Um,
Nan's here.
Nan
Hi,
just joined.
Nan.
And for those of you who are late to the game, Nan's second half of Nan's interview is now live, so you
Awesome.
can
Got to
go
catch
listen to
that.
us laugh. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole podcast of just the two of us laughing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I thought it was entertaining, and been getting a lot of comments. So uh, Nan has been one of the favorite guests of people. So very happy about that. Lisa Lulu Vision says she would love a bingo card.
Okay. You got it. All right. So, Lisa, just DM me if you have a P.O. box or whatever. DM me your address and I will drop one in the mail to you.
Megar Parek has joined. Welcome. Sorry if I slaughtered your name. Um, Manda's Mail joined. Welcome.
Hello. All right. So those were
So
like those were the
the bullet points for
most
tonight.
salient points of my in my brain this evening. Yes. So what are you working on tonight, Russ? What you got?
I need to do something easy because my brain is fried from work
Me
today.
too. Me
So
too. I'm feeling that. I'm picking up what you're throwing
yeah.
down. I'm feeling that.
So I am going to color tonight, and this is the latest episode of the postcard challenges.
Okay.
So I'm going to color this particular page. This is from a a book that I was asked to evaluate a couple years back when I was doing the coloring tour. This is where it's from, and of course, I don't throw away any coloring book. I don't, I don't care what year it is. I can still color in it, 5, 10 years down the line. So this is where it came from. They're a little upset with me because I didn't get necessarily give it a negative review, but if you're using markers, it bleeds through. So when you try to write your planner for the next week, it's kind of you're unable to do it.
You pretty
So
much stuck to just using colored pencils.
pencils or colored pens, yes. Maybe crayons. So yeah, but yeah, it wasn't very marker
It's not
friendly.
marker friendly or
Yeah,
watercolor friendly for that matter. Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to work on, and then I will mount this in some way. Make probably a 5x7 card out of this in some way.
Perfect.
So that's
So
what I'm going to be working on.
similarly, I have also chosen the smooth route of a postcard collage. So I've got a piece of Girl Scout cookie box here that I have transformed into a. It's about a 4 by no 3.5 by 6 postcard. So I'm just going to be collaging over here. I've got a bunch of paper bits. I'm going to glue
Well, that's
down.
far from easy the way that you do that. So no, I'm serious. I just yeah,
For me,
that's
it's like my brain's like la
I
la 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 la
yeah.
la, and I just get into my little postcard and I go and I go and that's it.
So before I start coloring, I just wanted to show this page to you again. Um, this was the envelope.
Wow,
Remember the envelope pockets
that
that I
came out
did?
spiffy, and look at the
So
orange. Oh my
of
god,
course, orange.
of
Yeah. So this is
course.
my art journal that the pages are already pre-colored. So all I have to do is fill them in. So I had an orange one set, and then what I wanted to show you is that how these pockets work.
Yes.
So
How does it work? How does it
so
work? Sorry.
this is a side loading pocket. So I have a couple of affirmations here. So this is what this is, and this one says, "You're so worth the effort." And then so the idea is that you can either hide them or you can, um, do what you want. So that's a slide out.
Now, did somebody
This
write that to you, or are you writing that to someone else?
I'm writing it to myself. These are affirmations to
Cool.
myself.
All right.
Yeah.
I dig it.
And then this is a top loading one. Um, and then this was a storage pocket, if you remember. And so I kept put a Mickey ear in there. So those are the two
Cute.
small ones, right?
Yeah.
And then the large one was mounted to this side. And so here's the pocket with little heart stickers on them.
Ah.
And then the hidden pocket is this one here, and this was a letter that I wrote to my 16-year-old self.
Oh my
And so
gosh.
yeah, so you can actually journal in it as well. And then this is hidden so that if you don't want people to see it or read it, it stays hidden.
Nice. So that's very
Yeah,
versatile. It hides, um,
exactly.
it
So that's the beauty.
displays, it stores, like
Yeah. So and
multi-purpose.
remember, this was made from one larger envelope cut into three parts. So Commanda 13 has joined. Welcome.
Hi, how are you? Good evening. All right.
So that I wanted to show you that. So that's how this particular spread ended up with those particular envelopes.
That looks pretty spiffy. I do like that. And that is very Ross. Like it's got all the
It,
orange tones. All
it's
the
very
orange
Russ,
tones.
and it's Pride. It's the final weekend of Pride, so I wanted to do it for that. So yeah, so there we go.
There we go. That is awesome. And Nick
Cool.
says that is gorgeous. It is. It is.
Um, so piggybacking on something Jennifer said when she did her tutorial, this is my block. Remember how she showed you that block that you can hammer into and then you can
Yes.
poke into? So this is mine. So every book artist has one of these, and then this is just leftover book board that's cut and then just wrapped. So every one of us has one of these. So
Nice. Right on.
yeah. So it's just
Tools of the trade,
you
guys. Tools of the
exactly
trade.
exactly.
Gotta have
So
it. So what are you calling that? A book block?
Well, I just call it a sewing block, or but it's just a block.
All
You just
right.
call it the block.
Right
Yeah.
on the block.
So then you can see some of the holes in it already. This is a chisel hole. These are pinpricks, and so yeah,
Right on. Cool. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's
And if
go.
you hear if you hear munching in the background, I'm eating Oreo cookies.
Okay, that was me at 10 o'clock last night, but I opened the package and they were stale because the kids
Oh
had. You know
no!
how Oreos get kind of like soft and they get kind of, I don't know, the texture gets a little shady because they're not crispy anymore. Well, you leave the package open for too long and you know.
Well, I don't, because mine never lasts that long.
Well, the kids
Mine
tore
never.
into this and I found it. And I'm like, oh, there's Oreos in the cabinet. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, let's try one. And then I bit in and I was like, oh, they're soft. They shouldn't be soft. Yeah.
So, Command 13, I don't necessarily use it to poke holes when I'm poking holes in signatures. I tend, if I'm poking holes into, if I'm setting something, or if I am doing something else, or making like ribbon holes or things like that. So I learned, I do have a book cradle. I showed it already once before. And I think Jennifer showed how you can use the edge of a book to uh, pin against. I was taught just to use your tabletop surface. That once you become dependent upon using a book cradle, that you find it difficult to just poke holes in paper when you don't have one.
Hmm.
So I was taught to learn to just poke your holes directly onto against using the tabletop. Now, granted, you're not poking holes into the table, so we want to get away from that. Um, but yes, I do have a book cradle, and I've known people that have opened up the yellow pages and used the the seam of a yellow pages
Oh,
to
hey,
poke the
that's a good
holes.
use for your yellow pages.
Yeah, yeah.
There you
So
go.
this is more to set ribbons and to poke holes and things like that. So that's what I have. But I wanted to show people that, Jennifer is a great example of what to do in bookbinding. So if you hadn't seen her pictures, she shared either pictures or videos of her night. And I'm jealous because she was at the Center for Book Arts after hours, and I was so jealous because not everyone gets to do that.
She got the
Um,
insider's tour,
yeah,
eh?
so you got to see the guillotine, the paper guillotine. You got to see the paper, the book shearer. So yeah, and those are heavy duty machines that you have to take a 2 hour course just to be able to operate those on your own, especially that pneumatic guillotine.
That's like the
Uh,
paper crafting version of being able to drive a Zamboni, like on an ice
yeah,
rink. Like you,
yeah, yeah,
you gotta really
yeah.
train for that. It seems like.
Well, the thing with that guillotine, that it you could put a phone book in it and it will shear through straight down.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's that, and so it's like everyone, their bells ring and buzzers turn on and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Note to
So
self: I probably should not learn how to do that. That seems
well,
dangerous.
yeah. Well, it's just
I wouldn't trust myself with that. I don't know.
well, once you get trained, once you get used to it, you definitely, on your first couple of times when you do it by yourself. Well, first of all, couple of times you do it. The first week that I did it under supervision.
Did you
Just
freak out the first time you had to slice?
the very
You were
first
like,
time, yeah, yeah, because
"Eh."
when it comes down, it comes down. And
Yeah.
it's not like the guillotine, the beheading guillotine. It comes down at an angle, so it really is interesting. But it's like,
Huh.
okay, everyone get their fingers back, everyone take a step back. So you press the button and it goes whoosh.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah. So, I mean, it's instantaneous. Everyone does a collective breath intake. But yeah. So definitely the paper reign of terror. So yeah, Jennifer says that she learned with a telephone book. I did as well. Um, but Jennifer, thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, no, I've
Um,
never seen. I had no
yeah,
idea. I had in my mind what it might look like. I had no clue what it
yeah.
actually looked like in real life.
And one of the other things I did want to piggyback in is that remember how we talked about straight needles and curved needles?
Yes.
One of the things I will say that one time, a couple times that it's beneficial to have a curved needle is when you do the Coptic stitch with multiple needles.
With
So
multiple needles.
yeah,
Okay.
you can do Coptic stitch with one, two, or four needles depending upon how many sewing stations that you have. And you can have a different color thread on each one, so you can get so your spine has a decorative look to it depending upon what color threads you use. So, and each one of those will be with a different color thread, possibly. And the interior ones are best to use your curved needles with. So they do have a utility. It's just find out what works for you.
Right on. And Comanda has a good point. I agree that self-sticking Oreo closure seal, they never work. There's always like a little gap and like the air and moisture gets in. So Comanda's solution to that is a big old Ziploc bag. I agree. I think I should have just done that. Next time, next
Nope,
time.
not gonna happen.
Next time, next time.
Not gonna happen.
And Lisa's like, just make fried Oreos with them. That
Yeah,
we have an air fryer. I like maybe I could do that in an air fryer. I don't know. See, now he's tempting. He's waving it around. Look at that.
I agree. I'm right there with you.
So now I get to.
Jennifer says funny that she's currently stitching a four needle Coptic now, all with the same color thread.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm with Frank. He says just eat the entire sleeve. Did you know there are 14, 15, and 14 Oreos in each one of the rows?
14, 15, and 14?
Yep.
Why? Why
I
wouldn't they
don't
be
know.
uniform?
I don't know, but I counted because I eat them in groups of five. I only allow myself to eat five at a time. But that doesn't mean I won't eat four sets of five.
Well, I mean, you opened up the package,
Yeah,
like you might as well
exactly.
just go for it.
And Commander says she
Says
just
me.
remembered she has Oreos in the cabin
Go,
cabinet.
go, go.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, yeah, and that's one of those foods, like, as soon as you see other people eating it, you're like, oh, hey, can I have one? Or two? Or more? Or a sleeve?
This is the reason why I live alone, so I don't have to share my Oreos.
Do you have Oreo cookie aggression, Russ?
No,
Because it kind of sounds like maybe.
no, but if I ever had to live with someone and they liked Oreos, we would probably have to buy our own.
You're like, get your own.
Get your
Cannot
own.
share. Get your own package.
I have a funny story about that. When I was in kindergarten in the orphanage, we were playing with Play-Doh, and so someone wanted the Play-Doh that I had, and the nun said, Russ, share. And I go, no. She goes, Russ, share. And I said, no. I says, if I can't have it, nobody can. So I threw it up into the ceiling, and it got stuck in the corner.
Oh,
So
man.
so now the joke at the theater is that don't ask Russ. He doesn't share his Oreos or his men.
I mean, if it's any consolation, I kind of feel that way about popcorn. You
Oh,
know,
talk about what'd you call it? Popcorn
popcorn aggression. Oh
aggression.
my
Oh,
God.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Look at this. I literally, as I was saying that, I found my popcorn booth paper scrap. It's going in this. It's got to go in this collage here. No, my family can attest to this. I do not share my popcorn. I will make a big bowl for myself and I'll drizzle it with butter and salt. And then I will take that bowl in the corner. If anybody approaches me, I'm like, don't come near my bowl of popcorn. Like, just don't. And they know it doesn't end well if they do. So it's the only food that I get very territorial for. It's popcorn. 100%.
Now, do you season your popcorn at all,
Nope.
other than salt and pepper?
Salt and butter.
Salt, I mean.
I do not season my popcorn. Salt and butter. That's it. Very like traditional about my popcorn. There's probably a lot of good seasoning, like just spice mixes that you could make with things in your cupboard, but I don't know. I've never been able to bring myself to do that. I feel like it would ruin my batch of precious popcorn. My precious.
Frank says it's calling you Allison the
Velociraptor.
There you go. I never learned about dinosaurs when I was growing up.
My
So I don't
younger
know the
daughter is
names.
obsessed with them. So we know what a Microraptor is. We know what a Parasaurolophus is. Like she knows more of them than I do. It's
So how do you say
interesting.
that? How do you say the V one again?
Velociraptor. Or there's also a
Velociraptor.
Microraptor, which is like a smaller version of the Velociraptor, but they were both carnivorous types of dinosaur. Yes. Or there's the let's see, she likes the iguanodon. Trying to think. There's
Is
a
that
whole
like
bunch of them.
Katsudon?
What's it?
Is that like Katsudon?
Is that an anime convention?
No. Katsudon is a pork cutlet over rice.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. We're going there. Okay. Okay.
It's a Japanese dish. It's one of my favorite foods.
A pork cutlet over rice.
It's
Doesn't sound terrible.
it's a pork. It's a deep a fried pork cutlet. Yeah, Nick, definitely Japanese food joke. It's with and then you put a bed of onions, egg, scrambled egg, and a special sauce.
I was like, Katsudon, is that some sort of convention you can go
Yeah.
to? If so, what is the theme of this gathering? Nope.
I'll send you a postcard with on it. So if you get a food postcard, and you have like, what on earth is this? It's Katsudon.
Okay. But if you also in turn get a postcard with one of my recent research binges, can't say anything.
Okay,
You have to
fair
just
enough.
you have to just accept it. It is a legal gift. I am giving it to you. I have intent to give, and you shall receive the gift of the postcard.
Okay.
Okay.
Frank is suggesting Oreodon, which would be Oreos on top of white rice.
Mm,
I don't know about that one.
this sounds blasphemous. I don't really like
Careful.
I don't like
Careful.
rice that much.
What? What?
I don't really care for rice that much. No. Even if it's
Any kind
mixed with something.
any kind of rice? Like brown rice?
Brown rice, white rice, rice pilaf. Like every time I go home, my mom she always, I don't know where she gets this stuff from, but she's like, "Do you want some rice pilaf?" And it's almost like you're offending her if you say no. So I'm always like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take some." And I'll put a little spoonful on my plate. I'm like, "This is really good." And I'll cover it with something.
Yeah.
I
Or you'll
do
move it
not.
around, right?
Yeah, you do that move where you got to kind of
Yeah.
divide it and move it
Yeah.
around and parse it and then cover it with something and oh hey, there's a piece of roll here, and stick it under the roll. Yeah, we do that. I should say I do that. Yeah, it's not
I've
my
never
favorite.
known anyone that doesn't like rice.
Like, I don't hate it. Let me be clear here.
Right, right,
I'll
but
eat it. I'll eat it. Oh, hold on. I'm going to show you guys my postcard so far. I'll eat it, but it's not something that I'll go clamoring for. Now, in somewhere someone did a scientific study on lab rats and I don't know, the serotonin receptors or something in the rat's brain. I don't know what chemical it is, but the same chemical that cocaine use unleashes does the same in a rat's brain. That's why when you have when you have an Oreo, your brain suddenly tells you, "Hey, I need one more." I need a couple more. Eat the sleeve. Eat the package. Get another package. So anyway, that's my theory.
So you're getting a lot of disses over here, just to let you know.
There's
Just
no
like,
unheart button, guys.
yeah, exactly.
I'm just
So
saying. I'm just saying. Packaged foods.
Frank says you
Mm,
can't visit Arkansas then. So,
I'm
because,
just saying, like my thing
yeah,
on
and
packaged
you're getting called
foods.
rice hater. You're
Oh my
getting all
God.
kinds of things.
Take that
Nick,
back.
Nick says that she's probably comprised of 90% rice. She's also vegetarian. So, um,
So my thing is, for some reason, and maybe this is just me, like my biochemistry, I don't know. If I eat stuff like Oreos or I eat packaged stuff, it turns on this crazy switch inside of my brain. And then my brain's like, that package of Oreos was really, really good. And then I'll like, let's go over here and see what other packaged items we can find inside the cupboard. And meanwhile, my body knows it's like, I'm hungry for some, like, I don't know, something else, something not packaged, something fresh. But I'm like, shh, stop it, shut up. I'm going to go get the packaged stuff. So, and then that leads to a can of Pringles. It leads to then the box of Cracker Jacks. For me,
see, see,
it's like a domino
See,
effect.
Ashley says, no, plain rice isn't a packaged food. It's a staple like beans. Now, the rice
Technically,
pilaf
yes.
box, that's
Yes.
packaged food.
Yes. So, and my husband, he gets those massive, like 5 or 10 pound bags of the white rice. Like the rest of our family loves it. I'm just kind of meh on the white rice. And on the packaged stuff, I have to stay away from it because it drives me loco, man. Like, I'll eat one thing of it and then I'll be like, oh, let me get another thing of packaged item. Like, woo, there's a package of Hershey bars in the cupboard. And maybe my husband bought it for s'mores, but so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
It's a
Yeah, I
struggle,
mean,
man. It's my struggle.
I'm particular in some things, but
It's my struggle.
I could eat sushi rice as a meal and just a bowl of sushi rice. Now, people don't realize that sushi is actually the rice and not the fish.
Now, do you use that special? Oh, darn it! I dropped my scissors. Hold on, Russ. Do you use that special sprinkle on thing that they give you? It's Japanese. I don't know the product name, but you sprinkle it on rice and you mix it in, and it's got like sesame seeds and seasoning.
Nope. I just
It's
use
really
white
good.
rice,
That
short
makes it
green
good.
rice, and then rice wine vinegar or mirin.
Okay.
When it
Yep.
and then you fan it so it cools, and then just eat it. I like sticky rice, like this whole Uncle Ben's rice,
Mm-hmm.
rice-a-roni and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I don't do that kind of rice.
How do you
I
feel
like
about
sticky
like
rice.
mango sticky rice dessert?
Nope.
No?
No, I don't like rice pudding either.
Okay, so that is the one exception that I do make for rice. Like if you just give me a bowl of white rice, like my husband does this, he'll give me the bowl of white rice, and then some family member will cook like pork or something, to go over the rice. And as soon as I see the bowl of rice, I'm like, meh. I don't. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I'm like I don't really care for rice. I don't know. It's a thing.
But you know what I don't care for is flan.
Okay, take that back.
See
Take
now who's
that
talking?
back. Are you just
Yeah,
not a, is it the egg? Is it the texture? Like, are you just not
it's
a
a texture
custard
thing.
person?
Yeah, I don't like the texture of it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a big texture eater. So like I can't do cottage cheese because of the texture.
I,
It just wigs me out.
there's something wrong. Can I just tell everybody what is wrong with cottage cheese? There's something wrong with it. Every time I open up I've tried to make myself like it. And I know people that can sit there with a spoon and eat the entire container of cottage cheese. And they're like, oh, this is so awesome. Like, why? It's got lumps in it. Why?
So Ashley said she's gonna have to quit both of us because
Oh,
you
man.
don't like rice and I don't like rice pudding. I'm with you, Nick. I don't like wiggly food.
You don't like Jello?
Jello's not wiggly to me. Um,
So anything that's gelatinous, but you don't like tapioca pearls.
Oh no! Oh, like bubble teeth stuff. That is the grossest thing
Now
ever.
you know I taught you that hack. Don't get the boba. Do not get the
I
pearls.
la la la
Get
la la
no
la
no.
la la
If
la
you get
la.
bubble tea, get you simply get the flavored jellies for the bottom,
Right. Um. So,
right?
Ashley, I think I heard you. I'm just ignoring you.
Listening.
No, I heard you. I'm just ignoring you. I'm reading the comments, is what I'm doing. So,
Oh, look, a
Ashley,
Garfield. Okay, never mind.
uh, Ashley, rice pudding? No, I don't. The nuns made us eat rice pudding, and I think it was because I had to,
Okay,
because
so
it
it
was
was
cheap.
forced. It was a forced
Yeah.
thing.
So now, what my growing up, my guess what my favorite dessert was though? Bread pudding. I could eat a whole container of bread pudding.
It's good. I mean, I have nothing against bread pudding. It's good.
But the nuns made it special because that was the only time that they would allow alcohol. So the rum sauce that you got to pour on top of it. So we would we would always ask for bread pudding just so
Oh.
that we could get the rum sauce. But
Was it actually pure alcohol or was it cooked down to be sweet?
no, it was the custard kind of runny kind of custard,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then they flavored it with rum, and they didn't cook it out, which was the problem.
Woo!
Yeah,
Like, excuse me, could I get another scoop of woo?
yeah, it is just the only other time that we got to drink alcohol is when we steal the sacrificial wine during the mass. Um,
Oh, well, who didn't do that?
yeah, yeah, that was one of the benefits of being an altar boy, was that you got to
You're like, drink of the blood.
yeah. Well, no, it's just that first of all, you got to eat first. So that was
Truth.
because you had to go to mass to celebrate mass, and then you got extra sips of the sacramental wine.
Not a
Yeah,
bad deal for a day's work, right?
yeah. Let's see. Oh, talk about gourmands.
And I am not
Uh,
paying attention to any comments, guys, just so you know.
yeah,
I'm off in La La Land here
yeah.
cutting.
So talk about gourmands. Lisa Lulu Vision is a total gourmand. She is such a foodie, and if you ever need to know about food in New York City, talk to Lisa.
I'm trying to
But
make an excuse to come to New York so I can eat.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I need to
and
get
she
there.
knows, where to go, and so she is a great connoisseur of food and knows all of the cool places to go. Um,
I'm trying to find a dim sum palace that serves those special dumplings that have the hot soup inside that burn your mouth.
Lisa probably knows, and Jennifer is throwing food at us. She says noodle kugel. Anyone? It's a Jewish dish.
I've never had it, so I don't
Really?
know.
Yeah, noodle kugel's good.
I've
It's
not
cool.
had it.
Lisa's saying soup dumplings. Yes, 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 yes. Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
And then you get it with a big old thing of tripe, which, okay, real talk
Go
here. If
ahead.
I go into a dim sum palace, I get two of those steam containers of tripe, and I sit there by myself. And if people come near me, I give them an evil look, and I just eat them. I go crazy. Like that's what I eat when I go to dim sum.
Now, is
No
the
dumplings.
stuffing tripe, or do you just eat tripe?
Nope, it's just tripe. And
And
I
does
know
it,
people are
does
probably like, "Ew."
does everyone know what tripe is? By the way,
It's the squiggly. Russ, you would hate it if you've ever tried it. It is the squiggly lining of a cow's stomach.
yes.
It's pretty much the microvilli of its digestive tract, and they cut it up and they clean it. So like it's cleaned. They like it is hyper cleaned, and then
So,
they boil it and then they season it and then
so
you eat
Lisa's
it.
saying you're slowly redeeming yourself because of the tripe and the dumplings. Um,
Well,
I
I live
can't
with an
stand.
Asian family, so you know what I'm saying. Like,
Well, Lisa's Asian, so
okay, right on.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so tripe, and like
Well,
just the
well,
basics.
Mexicans eat tripe too. They call it trispas, but they
Yes,
grill it.
yes.
So,
Oh,
but I don't eat it. I don't eat offal,
progress pack.
as in OFFAL or
That's awful.
AUWFL.
That's
Yeah.
awful. I like offal. I do.
Tomato, offal, awful, same thing.
That offal is awful. No, I love
Yeah,
offal.
but I mean,
Yes.
the Mexicans always used to eat, all of the things left over from the cow. So like menudo is calf brains that they would make. That's supposed to be the best hangover remedy. So
Personally,
yeah,
whenever anybody gets sick, we cook up a big pot of pho. So that's like the beef bone, and it's all the
right,
marrow and the
right.
collagen and everything that comes, like tendon, all that stuff. Actually, that's what I had. I actually had that for dinner tonight. I had a big old thing of tendon. I know. So some of you are like, probably like grossed out, like what? Yeah, real talk. That's what we eat, and we love it.
Well, but impoverished groups, in America have always had to eat the offcuts or the last cuts of animal because they didn't want to waste anything, and they were cheap. So brisket at one time was considered a less quality meat because it took so long to cook it. And now you can go to a barbecue restaurant that doesn't serve brisket or isn't judged on the brisket. So
Yeah, brisket's one of my favorites.
I love me some brisket.
Brisket, burnt ends. Like, little did I know that this would be the food episode, but here we
Yeah.
are. It's good. It's good.
Jim's back. Hey, Jim. Hope you had a great time in
Hey,
Las Vegas.
welcome
And
back.
once again, in case you didn't hear, we wish you all a happy anniversary to you and Sean while you're away. So
Happy
you're in our
anniversary.
thoughts. He also went to a funeral while he was away as well. So,
So, Jim, we collectively offer you our condolences as well. So, I want to make sure we extend that as well to you.
and Jim says, with all this food talk, why aren't we saying any bingo words?
The cards have been distributed, they are on their way, they are in the mail. So, you know,
Pam says she got married in Vegas.
cool. Pam, did you guys have an Elvis? Please say yes. Please say yes. I have an obsession with Vegas Elvises. You get 50 bonus points if there was an Elvis involved in your services.
Uh, Lisa got married in Vegas as well. Pam got married on the 4th of July. Wow.
Wow. Oh, so her wedding anniversary is about to come up. All right.
No Elvis, but he did attend, she said.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, that's every time I go to Vegas, it's for something cheesy like a conference. I need to just go to Vegas for fun, like real fun. Not standing behind a booth talking about other stuff, kind of fun, but like real fun. Have you guys ever seen the comic book Garfield minus Garfield?
No, can't say that I did.
Someone took, and it might have actually been the original publishers of Garfield, but they took all the Garfield comics and they removed Garfield from them. So this one says, "Hey Garfield, what goes up but never goes down?" So for all of these, they took Garfield out, and they took any mention of Garfield out of the cartoon thought bubble, and it becomes like this weird. You guys have to look this up. It becomes this weird existentialist like cartoon comic strip, which is it becomes kind of sad without Garfield. You have to read it. You have to check it out. I have the book
Uh,
though. It's pretty good.
Anna has joined. Welcome.
Hey Anna.
Pam says her sister just moved to Vegas, so she's inviting us to a pool party in Vegas.
Woo! All right, Russ, break out the communion wine. Woo!
Woohoo! That was the most awful wine, but when you're an 8-year-old, you don't know any difference.
No, you think you're
Yeah.
you're living high at that point if you get wine and you're a kid. Yes.
I have said more penance for the priests that we that we bedeviled. We were awful to those priests because they would only come to visit to do mass, right? And so, and then they would come stay for 2 weeks around the holidays because it wasn't worth going back to their home parish or their rectory because of the holy days. So, so when the priest stayed for 2 weeks, we were just hellions.
It's kind of like having a substitute teacher.
Exactly. That's
You know, the
exactly
regular teacher slips
because the
away and.
well the funny thing was, he was so ill equipped to deal with kids. You know,
Aw,
yeah, and so
that's the worst.
yeah, and the only other male figure we had at the orphanage was the janitor, who was always drinking on the job and was always in his cubicle, where we had to go search him out when the nuns wanted something done.
Like,
Uh,
yo,
so,
someone just threw up. Can you throw sawdust on it?
oh, that
And
was
he's like,
before
give me a
sawdust.
minute.
That was before sawdust. They would just go mop it up. But
They didn't do sawdust?
no, not back in the '80s, please.
Now, when I was
Now
in
you got
Catholic, no, I
yeah.
was in Catholic school in the '80s, and if someone hurled, y'all get sawdust. Like that's just what you
No,
get.
yeah, no, but this is way before sawdust, and so,
Okay.
but yeah, no, it was, and so we would
Does
just gang,
anybody else remember this?
we
I'm
would
sorry.
gang up on this poor guy, and of course we'd all ask him the birds and bees questions and all about relationships and stuff
Oh
like that.
no.
Yeah, and these guys just were so ill prepared because they would always send the youngest priests, right? Um, so yeah,
Like, well, if
but
this doesn't make this person quit the priesthood, game on.
exactly,
You know what? Then
exactly.
we've got
If you
a very resilient person here in our ranks, I
so
guess.
and
Right?
the joke was that if you survive the orphanage, then as a
It's
priest,
like you're doing
then
hard
you're ready
time.
for
You
anything.
got the
Yeah,
orphans today.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
And then if you're a good looking priest, it was even worse because then novitiates would be eyeing the priest as well, you know.
Hmm.
So, but they didn't send us too many people in the novitiates because we were a handful, and get a pretty girl around young boys. They didn't last very long. What's everyone else working on?
Yeah. What time is it? Oh, it's 10:47 already.
I know,
What?
I know. It's all this food talk.
You know, and yeah, it's all this food talk. It does things. All right, Carrie remembers it. It was like, no, I'm sorry. Create mail is Rhonda. Yes, Rhonda. Create mail.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. There was a mosquito. I got it. How'd that get here? They use red sawdust. Yes, I remember. And then Frank says it was totally sawdust when he went to Immaculate Conception. What?
That was the school.
Oh, I was like, Immaculate Conception, was that like an official event after the event? Like, was it a festival? Was it a special
So
holy
Pam
day?
is stamping out images for her coloring challenge that starts in July, which is how is it already July?
Ah,
It's the day after tomorrow, right?
Wednesday is the first day of July.
Yeah.
I don't know how these things
Which is
happen.
also Frank said he went to 13 years of Catholic school.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
and the 1st of July, for those of you that are waiting, is the first day of issue for what? Anybody? Who gets a gold star?
The hip hop
What?
stamps.
Absolutely. That's it. Those are the ones.
Yes. I paid attention. I
So
paid attention.
Yeah, Rhonda is catching up
I
on
was gonna try and buy
postcards
I was trying to buy a sheet of them the other day, and I couldn't.
because they're not out yet. So on the 1st of July is the first day of issue for the hip hop stamps, postage stamps that are coming out. And I will have to say, there's a lot of buzz. A lot of people are interested in them. I'm not as interested in them. I'll get couple of pains, but I was hoping they're going to do something cool with the like a holograph kind of thing. But the design is this real cool design. I will say that. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they sell.
Can we petition the U.S. Postal Service to do more scratch and sniff stamps? And
No,
I suggest we petition them to do that,
no.
and we pick something like cuisines of the world and have like, I don't know, have a whole sheet of different cuisines, and each stamp would smell like a different food. Why is that? Okay, well, explain why that's a bad idea.
Because they don't work.
Yes, they do. Those popsicles you sent smell good.
But the only reason why they smell good, oh, don't even talk about rice stamps. No, we're not doing rice stamps. We're not doing popcorn stamps. Um,
I
no,
love scratch and sniff stuff.
the reason why those work so well is because those are stored in a hermetically sealed bag. So the problem is that if you don't store them correctly, they lose their scent over time. And the other thing is that, and if you ever get stamp scratch and sniff stamps in the future, always ask for stamps that aren't on the top of the pile, because the more that you handle them, the more that they will lose their smell.
I never knew that.
So always ask
Uh,
your postal employee if you can get one from the middle of the stack.
okay.
Yeah,
So hermetically seal. Would
I just
Ziploc
made that
bag
up.
also be appropriate?
I have them. I do have them in a Ziploc. Yes,
Okay.
because if you keep them open to the air,
Mm-hmm.
they'll lose their effectiveness.
Ah.
Or as you handle them, to get to the stamps that you want, that kind of thing. So if it's in like in a little accordion folder and you keep on flipping past it or pick up the page and that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
over time it will lose its scent.
Got it.
We're getting all kinds of food stamp recommendations like garlic bread stamp, popcorn,
Oh my gosh. Yes.
rice.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Pam says you really do like your smelly stuff,
I
though.
really do. If it's not holographic, I will also accept scratch and sniff.
So, how did you like that Bunny in the Hat stamp? That is one of my favorites.
I
It
will
really
not
is
let anyone
special.
go near it. I'm like, don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's
Yeah,
perfect. It's perfect. I
yeah.
can't use these stamps. Now I have to keep these stamps. I can't use these stamps. And I picked up the little sheet and I looked at it and I admired it. And I it came to the realization that someday this little thing of bunny stamps is going to be part of my estate because I will never use them. I cannot bring myself to putting them onto an envelope ever.
Phil
Ever.
says the PB and J scratch and sniff stamp.
Yes.
But does PB and J smell like anything?
Mine does.
Okay. Wow,
My
Tony
stickers are
Lynn.
awesome.
Hey, Tony, welcome. Give my love to the family.
Oh, Phil
Um,
says, should I smell it? I'm scared. Yes, it's a peanut butter and jelly scratch and sniff sticker. Now, those of you who received a scratch and sniff sticker on your snicker, a scratch and sniff sticker on your bingo card, yes, absolutely, you should check it out because I made sure if it says I wrote scratch and sniff and I drew a little arrow. I think most of the cards that I sent out have one, so check it out.
Frank, I'm with you that Art
Awesome.
of Magic lenticular stamp really is special.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And I feel like I can't break them apart because all three of them together, like they're so perfect. I
I'm
wish
wondering if they can't do a PB and J because people may have nut allergies.
probably. But then, the other one smelled like watermelon. I'm like, what if people have watermelon allergies?
5 minute warning, according to Jim.
Wow. I'm going to show you
I
guys.
was
I'm going to show
people
you
look
guys
at
what I
me.
was doing here.
I was on the subway, and I was so hungry that I bought a little pack of peanuts from the little bodega that is in the subway. And me just being me, I'm like, as loud of voice as I have, say, "Excuse me, does anyone have nut allergies? Because I'm going to eat some peanuts." And people looked at me that like I had was a dragon with 10 heads. I'm like, I'm just trying to be nice, people. I don't want people to go to epileptic shock here. You know.
I would
So
have
I
been
backed
that
my.
person that just sneakily eats them in the corner, like.
Yeah, I know. I should have done that.
But that's how I eat most of my food. I swear to God. And I think I was a rat in a previous life, because I'm always like off in my little corner doing my thing.
Jennifer says she thinks she really smells like a B&J sandwich. I don't know if that's what you sent her or if she physically smells like a B&J sandwich. I
The
don't know.
sticker. No, no, no. The one I think Jennifer's had the we go together like PB&J, and it has like the little peanut butter guy and the little jelly guy. And there's like the little pieces of bread. No, it literally is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I thought so too. It does smell like
Oh,
PB&J.
I thought she was smelling herself and says she smells like a PB&J. I don't know. I'm just reading
Nope,
the
these are
I'm
the
just
scratch
reading
and
the
sniff
comments.
stickers that came with
Okay,
the bingo card.
I'm just reading the comments. Don't kill the messenger because of the message.
I'm not shooting the carrier pigeon here. I am not. I am not.
Oh my gosh. I've colored myself into a corner. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to finish out this mandala. I think I can go back to pinks maybe because I don't have enough pink. But maybe I'll continue this tomorrow. Or maybe I'll finish it up at work.
I think we've
Oh,
only
Jennifer
got.
now clarifies. She meant the sticker. Okay,
It's
thanks,
yeah. It
Jennifer.
was.
Okay,
It's that little scratch and sniff sticker.
I'm teasing. I'm just teasing. I'm just being silly because it's late. And I
It
woke up at
is.
5 o'clock this morning.
You've been up this entire time?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, because I had to go to work today. I had to get up at 5 o'clock so I could be there at 6:30.
How are you still awake?
Because I look so forward to seeing you folks.
Okay, fair, fair. That's fair.
And we got a minute and a half.
My kids actually started summer camp today, so I'm happy for them. And
Actually, we are loading what's called the loadout. So we're taking all of the props pieces, all of the staging, and we're taking it out and loading it out of the theater. So we're officially closing Frozen.
boo,
Boo is right.
boo.
So, folks, we do know you have places to be and choices to make in terms of who you want to spend your time with. We certainly appreciate the time that you spend with us. Um, it's something that I look forward to every day, and this will be the last thing that I do today before going to bed. So, these sweet dreams will occur because of our time together. So,
All right, I will be
um,
collaging in my sleep. My brain's gonna be like,
I like that motorcycle though.
it's a sticker that I bogarted from an envelope that a pen pal gave me. So, yay.
Vroom vroom.
Upcycled. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, have a good night, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Same bat
We're
channel.
always here. Bye.
Bye.